Hello. A few weeks ago, I made a video that was representative of my mental state. I wasn't doing too well, and I needed an outcry, so I just turned the camera on and started rolling B footage and talking into a mic, as you do on the YouTubes. But to make the best out of a situation, I took to my endless library on Steam. Vast and absolutely full of possible games that I could play to lose myself in, to get my mind free of whatever I was thinking. And I find that a huge reason for playing a lot of games that I play. In fact, it's hilarious to me looking at all the different avenues I use to escape reality because it's not easy, obviously. It's not okay all the time, but sometimes you just, like playing a guitar, need something to get your mind off things. So after sifting through title after title, good and somewhat bad, I landed on this one that I find most immersive and makes me chuckle thinking about it. But Bioshock from 2007, in fact, the first one. That's the footage you're seeing in the back. It's the remastered ones, but fuck it, whatever. And it got me thinking about some ideas. Now, I haven't really been in the gaming news as hard as I was saying like 2016, 2015. That's it's because there's a lot of information that tend to relapse. Games that have agendas, people outcrying about the same problems that have only just come back again and seemingly again. It just felt very negative. So I kind of took a hiatus, but lately I picked up on the Dragon Age news and the Avowed news, literally shrugging about it because there's similar games that with the same agenda and issues that we were experiencing back then, but of course they weren't blatantly hitting us over the head, it would seem. And that got me thinking about I guess modern gaming, of course, with quotes. These are some awesome titles that have been soared into our lives, like let's say Red Dead 2 from I think 2018, Elden Ring, oh god, 2022, and Baldur's Gate I think came out in 2023. And I'm sure there's more, but there are the big ones that come to mind, which, of course, Red Dead and all that stuff. Red Dead coming out in 2018. Holy hell, has it been that long? Wow. So what? That's a big question. So what? Think about what these games do for you, is what I'm going to say. So what, too. Think about how they immerse you into a world and keep their teeth sunk in. They just keep you locked in place for the entire experience with a little detour, if any. These games have worlds that can't be beat because the devs understood the assignment. They focused on gameplay and the world and the writing in a way that could keep you coming back for more. And that's with the possibility of having your gameplay or world maybe being a 7 or a 6 or lower. I mean, not all these games have like amazing. They're not all 10 out of 10s. But you are immersed and you forget the world around you and the day-to-day hardships, the pain in the ass train ride that you had to take to work, trying to keep up on your freaking bills. Did I call my mom today? I don't, you get what I'm saying. I think design philosophy it needs to shift in these modern titles. They're full of modern slop, modern garbage, modern anything. Let's not even go modern. Let's forget that it's a title that's of the time. Allow me to go into the West as a cowboy, a fantasy world full of dark threats, an alternate reality involving an underwater city and a tyrant. Can we just forget the modern part and the modern agenda and just like make a game that doesn't have to have all this slop, doesn't have to appeal to everybody, can be amazing without the hindrance of some BS that you had to put in because of corporate? So, Bioshock has come and gone through my life 1,000 times, but the world is beyond anything I've found in today's gaming landscape. It's one that stands out, you could say. So, it's so carefully tailored to line up perfectly, like a freaking glove. It takes a sprawling city like New York and landing it at the bottom of the ocean, and it sickeningly is impressive to be my tomb. Because, if you've played Bioshock, you know what I mean. Everything connects. I mean, think about it. The plasmids have practicality. The guy who lights his hand on fire can now smoke a cigarette or warm up his coffee. The guy who shoots a lightning bolt can now use it at his mechanic job to fix an underwater city, which who knows what goes into that. I mean, but the fact that I'm even thinking about it is intriguing. It keeps me engaged. And I'm even thinking about the guns. The guns match with the era. The clothes, the architecture, lights, everything. Everything has a purpose. Everything lines up perfectly like that glove we said. Nothing takes you out of it. There's no Golden Gun DLC. There's no cosmetic bullshit. There's no agenda making people hate each other. That's like the worst part. And I feel like that's, like I said earlier, that's why I left the gaming news, learning about all this stuff that was happening with companies and everything, because it just became so negative, so BS. The communities were becoming toxic. And then I just don't understand, but you have a game that's like Baldur's Gate 3. And I loved that game so much that I finished Baldur's Gate 1. I started that years ago, never finished it, and I never played 2. And those titles, being 32 bits, did the same thing Baldur's Gate 3 did, which was immerse me in a world, made me feel connected. I couldn't put them down for frickin' months. But nothing was sweeter. If you go take yourself back to when Baldur's Gate 3 dropped, or even hell, Red Dead dropped, and think about watching the community form of non-gamers and even gamers to geek out about a story in a world. Chat spaces spanning like freaking ocean, talking about how awesome it was just to play a game on a day off. Truly freaking remarkable. That's what devs should strive for. That's what should be the end goal. A bunch of people loving your work and finding joy amongst one another to be alive to see it be amazing. And I just... baffles me. Freaking baffles me. That a title like Avowed could have been so amazing. I see the potential there. I do. And, of course, aside from the agenda, the gaming design is so flawed, And I guess that comes down to, did you look at the community where you were trying to sell this to? Did you understand what people want from you? What do we want? I saw Avowed kind of, I look at Avowed and I see Oblivion and I just want to go play Oblivion, I guess. I see Dragon Age, and I see a mess. An absolute freaking mess. I mean, what was that other looter shooter? Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. Same thing. A fucking mess of ideas that never came together. And that sometimes happens with projects. That sometimes it fails. You can't, you can't win them all. But you know what I've started to realize, a connection between all these failing projects, all these failing games, is that they fail to do the one thing that a game should do, which is immerse you. I can't even look at Black Ops, whatever number we're on now, without being reminded that there are a bajillion different real life things in the fucking game, when in reality I love Black Ops 1, 2, fuck even 3, because I was able to immerse myself in a world that was Call of Duty, but I was still able to do it. They still crafted an environment that I felt connected to on some level, and I was able to leave the reality. Nicki Minaj wasn't fucking assassinating me. Like, the bare minimum is not even being met now. And that's just like, I'm watching devs take an axe to their communities and literally start beheading people. For what? You're making a toxic community. I'm not even getting that my last point here, which was watching a community thrive of people who love the game and maybe not even like the game, but they still love it. What? Where are we going with this? Anyway, that's all I had to say. See ya.